Do you enjoy our YouTube content? Do you wish there was more? Well, now there is. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. There you will find, just starting at $5 a month, more access to podcasts, to shows, to other saves. Check it out today, everybody. That's patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, as always, Brad Drake, and this is Championship Wrestling from Florida. It is week 3 of May 1987. It's a Monday night, and Championship Wrestling from Florida is running live event number 35. Let's go ahead and set a venue here. And let's see what works for us. Remember, we're only looking at drawing 1,500 people here or so. And most of these venues listed in here are venues that Championship Wrestling from Florida ran. So it's fair game in my opinion. Why don't we go ahead and run. We ran Jacksonville last time. Let's run Chamberlain High School gym here. That's located in Tampa. Okay. And we are, of course, in Tampa. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. Our venue is set. Very nice. No backstage instance, which is always good. Let's see who's absent. This is going to be another, oh my goodness. This is going to be another one of those ones where it's going to be difficult to find who we do have working. Oh boy, this is not good. We're even losing referees. Man. All right, let's I'd say we could give our card a rundown, but we can't because we have to build our card. And let's see who the hell's even available. Luckily, we have a huge roster, of course, so that always helps. But it's not looking good here. So, hey, we got the Road Warriors. We're not going to use them at a high school gym show. Rick Steiner is available, so that's good. We can turn Rick Steiner babyface on this show. And we're going to do that. It's just a matter of how we're going to do that. All right, Shaska Whatley is available. And we have Brian Pillman available. So we're going to make that the opening match. Shaska Whatley, of course, is our newly crowned NWA Florida Junior Heavyweight Champion. And let's see what we got going as far as tag teams go. These are the teams we have available, which is good. Let's put... I'll tell you what, let's use the Road Warriors. And let's put the young Super Samoans in there against the Road Warriors in the main event. That would make sense. You want to talk about some beef in a ring. That's a match with some beef in the ring. All right, let's see who else is available here. There were plenty of tag teams available. The Sheepherders are available. Let's have the Rock and Roll Rebels lose to the Sheepherders here. All right, that one's booked up now. And now we have 3 singles matches to fill. We do have Ron Simmons. I'd like to get him some action here. He's a good baby face, so let's go ahead and find a heel for him to work. And we can have him beat Steve Lawler. So we have Steve Lawler versus Ron Simmons. I think Ron Simmons is already a former NWA Florida Heavyweight Champion at this point. So let's take a look and see who our next top babyface would be here. Got a lot of options. Even though we have such a large amount of our roster out, we have a lot of options here. We could use Mike Graham in singles action. He's a huge star. Why don't we have Ron Bass versus Mike Graham? That's an old faithful. And I'd like to turn Rick Steiner sooner than later. So why don't we have Rick Steiner and Buddy Landell? Now, let's do a 6-man for the heck of it. Rick Steiner, Brian Adias, Ricky Vaughan versus Southern Boys and Bob Armstrong. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't do a match like this. That's a lot of people. But we're also not paying for it. Crockett is. So I'm really not too worried about the talent bill here. All right, so with that said, we can go ahead and give a rundown to our card here. In our opener, we are going to have Brian Pillman challenge Shaska Whatley for the NWA Florida Junior Heavyweight title. In our second match, we're going to have the young Rock and Roll Rebels face the Sheepherders. In our third match, we're going to have Steve Lawler face Ron Simmons. In our fourth match of the evening, you're going to have a special big 6-man tag. Remember, it's not a trios match. It's a 6-man tag. We're going to have Rick Steiner, Brian Adias, and Ricky Vaughan take on the Southern Boys and Bullet Bob Armstrong. In our semi-main, we're going to have Ron Bass versus the legend, the Florida legend, Mike Graham. And in our main event, the Super Samoans will face the Road Warriors. You know what time it is. I know what time it is. Let's get to booking. All right, Pillman and Whatley are starting this one off. Shaska Whatley, of course, also known as Pez Whatley, and one hell of a talent on the microphone. Whatley is the unexpected Florida Junior Heavyweight Champion, and of course, as we know, he can't wrestle over 10 minutes. So we're going to have Shaska Whatley get the win, and these matches will continue to stay 10 minutes until we get that fixed. Next, we have the Sheepherders against the Rock and Roll Rebels. We're going to have them go, they can still go 12, that's okay. There's the Rock and Roll Rebels, and there is the Sheepherders. And Butch Miller is going to get the win. I almost called him Butch Williams. Wouldn't be the first time. All right, Steve Lawler is going to face Ron Simmons. They're going to go 14. Steve Lawler, of course, is not a relative of Jerry Lawler. He just happens to look like him. He had some other names and other gimmicks in wrestling too. I just don't remember what. We may eventually put him under a hood and use him as part of the Assassins tag team, but not just yet. All right, Ron Simmons is going over here. And imagine that. Steve Lawler can't go 14 minutes. And I added Steve Lawler to the game too. He can't even go 10 minutes. What the hell are we doing here? All right. This is going to stop right here. Making notes of this. It's quite possible I made an error and put this guy's stamina at like 0. You know what? Steve Lawler's out of this match. We're not dealing with this crap. That's simple. We got to have another heel that he can wrestle here. Yeah. We'll have Ron Simmons and Tom Prichard. All right, that one is booked. I probably made an error and had Steve Lawler without stamina. I got to be honest with you. When I programmed a lot of this, it was the middle of the night. I was tired, and I have no doubt that I screwed up a lot of the wrestlers. And by playing here is how I'll learn of those errors and get it figured out. So we're going to have Adias, Rick Steiner, and Vaughan versus the Southern Boys and Bob Armstrong. And we're going to have this one go 18 to make up for all of the other problems with stamina. And there's Rick Steiner. And there is Tag Team Southern Boys. And there is Bullet Bob. I was searching for Bullet there. All right, we're going to have Bullet Bob get the win. And we're also going to have a turn take place here. And we're going to have Brian Adias attacked by Rick Steiner. All right, so that one's all set now. Next, we have Ron Bass and Mike Graham going 18. Ron Bass is under contract with the WWF, but he still had a deal with Florida here. So Mike Graham's going over here. Mike Graham, of course, the son of Eddie Graham. And Mike Graham is also one half of our Florida Tag Team Champions right now, along with Steve Kern. Most of you probably knew that already, but in case you didn't. All right, here we got the Super Samoans. They should have the stamina to go here 25 with the Road Warriors. If not, we'll make an adjustment again. And remember, the Super Samoans are Samu and Kokina. Kokina, of course, is the future Yokozuna. Very good wrestler. So is Samu. Samu is the real deal, too. And there's the Road Warriors. And, of course, the Road Warriors are going over here. All right, we're all set here, 104 minutes. That's acceptable to me. And we're going to start the show. All right, there you go. Shaska Whatley cheats. This match gets a 38. I'll take it for considering the circumstances. There we go, 62. The Sheepherders are over. Very nice. They use that battering ram. Oh, I love that finisher. I remember when my brother and I were kids. I specifically remember, and I think it was a SummerSlam. I think it was SummerSlam '89 when the Sheepherders beat the Rougeau brothers. So that would have meant I was 7, my brother was 10, and we watched that tape so many times because my dad ordered it, and then we taped the pay-per-view, and we must have watched that 500 times, and to the point where we actually started battering ramming people. That's right. And of course, my head was always the battering ram. And my brother Jeff and I would be just like hanging out with our friends, and we would just call it and nail them with the battering ram. And because they hit the Rougeaus from behind in the kidney area, we thought that was the way it had to be done. So my brother Jeff would just randomly call out the battering ram. We'd be playing with our friends, and we'd hit him with it, and we laid out so many kids. It was awesome. You know, one of these days we're gonna get my brother on here, and we're gonna talk about wrestling, and we're gonna bring that one up. How we used to randomly battering ram kids and drop them straight to the ground, and that was how we knew wrestling was real, because the battering ram definitely worked, and it totally made sense why the Bushwhackers defeated the Rougeau brothers, and then we got to see it firsthand, so we knew that wrestling was real. All right, moving right along from the battering ram. And Ron Simmons gets the win. And it looks like he does not have a finishing move again. And we'll make that adjustment. Sometimes these wrestlers, and I don't know why, their finishing move doesn't transfer over in the new database for whatever reason. All right. There we go with the Southern Boys and Bob Armstrong get the win. Bob Armstrong, of course, pins Brian Adias. And we do have the opportunity to turn Rick Steiner. The turn was a complete success. Yes. Very nice. And there we go. You know what? That's a pretty darn good match there. 65 overall. I'll take it. Next, we got, Mike Graham and Ron Bass don't click. They only wrestled each other 152 times. That's TEW hogwash right there. And an 80. Look at that. An 80 overall for our main event. The Road Warriors each scored 100. And that's due to the popularity of them. So, very nice. I was pleased to see that the Super Samoans did pretty good here. I thought that was a classy name for those two. I'll take it. 75 overall for the show. Very nice. No need to make a speech here at this point. I'm happy. You should be happy too. And up next, we should have some TV tapings coming up. And it's going to be May week 3 and May week 4. Of course, the name of the show is Championship Wrestling from Florida. Now, if you go to our Patreon page and become a Patreon member, you can also download all of these spreadsheets for free. Otherwise, you can just ask me and I'll send them to you. And I'll just ask for a donation so we can get $5 more over to the Cauliflower Alley Club. So, oh no, the Destroyer got hurt, making his comeback here. Look at all this hot action here. AWA's drawing the line with some people here. AWA said they've had enough here. Oh no, Karl Kovacs died. Well, that's not good. What the heck? CWA Europe's in some trouble here. All right, let's take a look at the incoming here. Sting is going to work for Wild West. It's all right by us. Must not have been signed to an exclusive deal by Crockett. 93 overall. Flair and Horner, the main event, makes sense. That's a good one. That's a good show. Real good show. Ole and Lex Luger in an I Quit match. That's a really good card right there. WWF's also got a good card here. Nice. Glad we got that fixed for version 9 here. Everything seems to flow well. So, all right, that's going to do it for us, everybody, for this episode of Championship Wrestling from Florida. We, of course, will be back tomorrow, heading back over to doing some WWA work. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your friends. Remember, sharing is caring, and caring is growing when it comes to YouTube. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. Remember, you can get all these videos early and so much more over on our Patreon page, patreon.com/PowerCast Network. And last but not least, if you would like version 8, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you over a link to the picture pack and the database. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.